I need people to have a pretty decent understanding of what the algorithm is, and this is not going to be the complete explanation, but people need to understand how things work as far as algorithm, especially on YouTube. I believe it works the same way on IG. I believe it works the same way on X. I believe it works the same way on Spotify and so on and so forth. When you release something onto the internet and it hits some check marks, right? The objective is get views, but you get views by the platform making the decision to spread your content to a larger audience. So that's what you'll call your impressions. You want the impressions to go up because your impressions is the rate of which whatever platform decides to put your content in front of other people's faces. So if you were to be a YouTube content creator like that or anything like that,
they did that on purpose to lower Drake's value. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said he didn't get the same protection. That's why he said, I guess, because I'm not Taylor Swift. Because if this was Taylor Swift, that Kendrick could never say these things about Taylor Swift.
True.
They were not allowed.
She worth too much money.
Yes. And Drake is saying, I'm worth that much money, and I'm supposed to have that same protection as everybody else. But they did that on purpose to humble Drake because Drake is getting too big for his britches. Because if he comes back after getting 400 and he asks for 600 million, that shit's crazy. But he knows he can ask for it. There is no rapper that will go to a record label right now and say, I need 600. None. Because they know they're not worth it. Kendrick Lamar knows he can't go there and say, and they know Kendrick is cheaper. So if we push Kendrick right now, it's not even going to cost us that much money. But if we let Drake win this battle, right, if we do it equally and Drake somehow comes out on top, we have to give Drake too much money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, AC, aka How I Think, and this is my co-host, King Savage. And today, man, it's been a lot going on with this Drake situation. I mean, I kind of thought it was over. I think a lot of us kind of thought it was over, but apparently Drake has something to say, has a message to send to UMG. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Can you kind of break it down? So what's kind of happening with this whole situation regarding UMG and Drake? Like, does he have what's happening right now?
I mean, he has a claim saying that they tried to sabotage the battle in favor of Kendrick, basically possibly trying to mess with his money in the future because they've been talking about he's up to re-sign probably for like $600 million. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he believes on a good authority. He has a whistleblower. He also had a team that worked in UMG, and they said they got fired because they exposed what they told Drake what was going on, that they were trying to humble him, so they can mess with his contract in the future. So that's basically what it really what it boiled down to.
And it's definitely some weird narratives going around, like people thinking that he's suing Kendrick Lamar or a lot of kind of just misinformation and stuff like that. That's getting passed around and stuff like that. But as what's been notified up to this point, that's very much what was going on.
I mean, he hit these niggas with a RICO, so this is serious. Like,
oh yeah,
this is a RICO. He's hitting the music industry. He's threatening them of a RICO. So that's a lot going on. I mean, that's some heavy shit right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's some heavy shit.
Yeah. Which if he were to successfully win this case, what do you think that's going to mean for the music industry?
I mean, I don't think he will win because they're just so powerful. But if he did win, I mean, he would destroy the music industry, and it was supposed that a lot of people they're not really as big as they think they are.
Because of these different type of bots and all these different ways
they control the algorithm. They control everything, and they make so. I mean, they pushed it like Megan Thee Stallion. She got exposed for using about 40 million bots. When they took those 40 million away, her fans were down like 4 million. So she's not really a big artist. You see what I'm saying? But she gets paid because of what her stream says and what her platform says. And she has 40 million people because they believe 40 people listen to Megan Thee Stallion. But when she sells an album, right, she can't sell 1 million records. So how do you have a following of 40 million people all the time, but when you drop an album, you barely have 90,000?
90,000 is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, same with Sweetie. Sweetie can't sell. She has over 20 million people on Instagram, Spotify, Apple, all these places. But when she drop a record, sell an album, it's 9,000.
9,000?
9,000.
Yeah, that shit's kind of. I mean, like at the same time, do you think the fact that we are like in a new like era, like new musical era, to say that like let's say people just want to hear singles and shit like that, right? They just want to get. They
I mean,
want to
our
hear
singles don't even sell. That's what I'm saying. It's
the
not.
singles don't sell either.
But all these people, all these artists have a very large following. These are they when you look at them, you see them on TV. They always say they have this many people that follow them, love them, but nobody buys their product. So therefore, it has to be fake.
Interesting. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna see what Glass and Malone and his crew has to kind of say about a lot of stuff that's been going on, and because like I said, they can you tell us a little bit more about Glass and Malone and his crew that we finna be listening to right now.
I think he got Crooked up there. He got Steel, Pete. They have a lot of intelligent conversations, as they say. You know, every other day. You know, they have the lunch hour, then they have the podcast they do. They just talk about different topics, you know, and point of view. But, you know, Glass is very pro-Kendrick. This is a very pro-Kendrick channel. This is not a biased channel. But they were just entertaining the idea if this is why Drake is doing what he is doing. And they also saying this is very possible that these things could possibly happen.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, let's see what they say about a lot of these different about the topic at hand. So.
Me and she was talking, right? Everybody on this panel except for one of us is from the hood, right? Everybody from the ghetto. We've all lost a fight before, right? But we never told. Like she was alluding to earlier. We never went back and told nobody. We just went and fought that dude again and again until we got a victory or we left him the hell alone, right? Whatever it was, but we didn't go tell nobody. This dude really thinks that he has the right to go, man, you lost the battle, bruh. And I'm pretty sure he don't heard that album. I'm pretty sure. And he can't, one person you can't lie to. You can't lie to yourself. I'm pretty sure he don't heard that shit and said, man, this is really good. I'm going to sue him. He's ruined me.
I'm going to sue him.
No. So what are all the farm owners thinking right now?
This is a deeper conversation, bro. Because I've always thought if you are mixed with black, you are black, right? But then I've always thought, big bro, and this is a good thing to talk to you about. I've always thought of black as a responsibility. It ain't like my skin is black, right? Being black is a desire to care for other people that have been through the same type of struggles like myself. It's a responsibility to be black. And I noticed it and thought to myself, like, I used to always say he wasn't hip hop. People thought that was the equivalent of me saying he's not black. And it's like, no, he's black. His father is a black man.
Yeah, he's black, dog, but being black, like you said, is more than skin color, man. It's a condition, man. It's like, it's your soul. Listen here, man.
And think about it also, like, if you're from a biracial parenting, you know, or what's the word? Like a conception, and you're raised by one parent, you're going to be pretty much that. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was thinking, right? So that was always my thing.
I've had to have a lot of those conversations.
Right? That was always my thing about him not being hip hop, right? He was raised by his mother in a Jewish community, going to Jewish school. Right? That was always my thought, right? So
Orange Mound or some shit?
Man. Now I can see if he was raised Jewish in the Bronx. You know, you hang out outside, guess what? You back to the streets. But again, his circumstances, his environment, he was raised as a Jewish man, so I always thought of him as Jewish, but I understood his father was a brother from Memphis, right? But
his father should be represented.
You know, like if that's not going on, and like to me, you're not biracial. There's no such thing. You're black.
Okay, so I think this is really important to kind of start the conversation with it. We're going to be talking about Drake and especially in relation to like because the conversation is primarily about, is this like hip hop, is what he's doing right now getting, losing a rap battle, at least the majority of people believe so, at least, and then responding to that by suing his music distributor. I think important elements of this conversation is this identity or this idea of blackness and stuff like that. So depending on like, it seems like what they're saying is he's biracial. He clearly just say he doesn't believe in biraciality, but he says that there's some people that think they're saying that hey, this is not a black thing to do. He's not black enough, or so on and so forth. But is that the same thing as is he any less black for being raised by his mother, who is a Jewish woman? You know what I'm saying? And like, or already, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go kick on that for a second.
I mean, it's not that he's less black because he's raised by his Jewish mothers. We all raised by our mothers, but I mean, it's just who your friends are, who's your community, who you grow up around. I mean, that like he's talking about the culture of a black person more per se than skin color. It's more so it's the culture. That's why I tell you that the whole race thing is a false construct. Everything is, we all have cultural differences. So technically, if we're going off culture, he would technically be, like he said, the Jewish man because he was raised Jewish. But I don't know his life. Like he said, if you grew up Jewish in the Bronx, you were still in the streets because the Bronx is Jewish people and it's hood as fuck in the Bronx. You still outside in that urban essence. You know what I'm saying? And now if he had an urban essence in his culture, I don't know, because they were saying Drake tried to sue Degrassi because his character, Wheelchair Jimmy, he was a pussy, and his friends laughed at him. So apparently he had some black fucking friends, because they call him a bunch of pussies. So he made them rewrite the character where he come back as this more cool, suave dude, so he can have a better street rep, because black people look at niggas on TV, they think that's who you really are sometimes. So when they see you out in public, they treat you as such, and he didn't like getting treated like that. Yeah. So apparently he had some type of, black people around him where he feels the need. Because if he had a bunch of Jewish people, they probably wouldn't say those things to him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They wouldn't care. So them are making these assumptions about how he grew up, and you know what I'm saying. And that's why they say making us assuming something is like tools of incompetence. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to just assume a bunch of shit, build all these things, and say this is how Drake is, because you don't know. You don't really know how he lived.
Yeah, true. I definitely think. I definitely don't want to, how do I put this, discount his blackness at all. But what the first dude said was, it's not necessarily. I mean, he attributed blackness to the culture, and if you're not of the culture, that you're not black. Yeah. Now, I think it is important to understand, like, really take the context really serious, because we don't want to, again, exclude somebody that's clearly black from being black just because they didn't grow up in the culture. I mean, in my opinion, I think we can have the conversation of this person being ethnically black, right? Yeah. But also acknowledging that his culture is just not of blackness, and it just is what it is. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna have to push back on the first dude that was, that spoke on.
Yeah, that was Steele.
That was Steele. Definitely got to push back on what he meant by that. I mean, as far as biracial people, I mean, dude, like, if we want to subscribe to this idea of like races and stuff like that, then we have to play by the rules. If you have multiple ethnicities in your DNA structure, well, guess what? You're bi, tri, quadraracial, whatever the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? So, albeit for the most part, if you want to subscribe to this race thing, you got to pull up the census, and then you got to read all of those census. I'm gonna put up on the screen too. But if you really want to play this race game, this ethnic race game, you got to go to the census government site and study all that. So you'll be surprised at what they consider as white, what they consider as all these other type of races, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think one of the most interesting ones I saw was an Egyptian. Mm-hmm. If you're Egyptian, you're white. You're not black as an Egyptian. So yeah, I've definitely checked. Checked that
shit kind of crazy, because I done seen some real brown ass Egyptians, and they ain't white. But then you have the lighter Egyptian. That's the point, because Egypt has been colonized, and it became a little bit of a melting pot. So they have a lot of different pigmentations over there. So, and I hate to say it, in media and all media, they always push the lighter skinned people to make it look like that's the dominant thing over in certain places. But when you go to the heart of those areas, you're like, whoa, but the black motherfuckers around here. I thought everybody looked like this guy on television, but nah, and that's the problem.
So all these people white now?
Yeah,
we go to Egypt and everybody, all these melanated people, they all of a sudden they white.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that ain't a white man. These definitely not white people. I mean, I knew a couple of Egyptians, and they was about as brown as me, and they look like me. So they just had like their skin tone is just, it's like their skin just look different. You know what I'm saying? That's it, but it's black though.
Very strange. So I bet you there's history behind that, but we'll get to this soon. But yeah, so let's go. Let's see what else we got into this conversation. I wish this thing would cooperate with me here. 39.25.
I had the same
for him.
Really?
Somebody's. I don't know.
I think,
Okay.
No, I don't got a mic. I'm just on the phone.
Yeah.
So somebody's mic may be too close to their speakers.
Yeah, that's crooked.
My mic right here, but it ain't even plugged up.
It's gonna be kind of bad audio for a
But
little
you know
bit.
what I think it'd be to a little bit, man, to a certain extent with these things. I think I don't know. This is gonna be weird, but this is gonna be bad for old boy.
Ashes, you got your earpieces in, or are you listening to your thing out of the?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You probably gotta have the earpiece in.
No, I mean
I'm just
definitely
muting
not
I'm
mine.
muting my mic when y'all talk.
Yeah, it's definitely. It couldn't be mine.
It's coming from Crook. It's coming from Crook's side.
Oh, it might be coming from Crook. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but it's coming from that.
But we might as well keep going. We can't spend a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No, David Jones, thank you, brother. You're not causing the issue. Thank you. So no, Ryan, right? And this is the tricky part, Ryan. That's the bad question I don't really want to deal with, but I'm gonna deal with it anyway. So everyone with African ancestry is black now.
Nah. Not
No.
our definition of black really is basically descendants of slave experience. The black descendants of slaves in North America. So Drake is supposed to, he's half of that, but he wasn't raised on that side of the fence, so he don't really identify that with that.
I don't want to get into this thing like mixed people ain't black, man, because I know a whole bunch of down mixed people.
No, we all mix. If you an American and you got a last name that ain't African, you've been cut.
Yeah, you cut.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay, y'all stepped on cocaine.
You say all stuff. What you say?
I mean, he was saying that we all cut. I mean, we all stepped on cocaine.
Oh, that's the middle.
We not pure.
So yeah, like, what do you think about like we just kind of said right regarding what they like? It seemed like they trying to just go further into this whole aspect.
They
of,
trying not
racism.
to say he's not black, but they trying to say no, they black, but it's the cultural difference that makes you black. So African people, I consider all black because they're they don't, and I understand that because African people think a lot different than us. And that's because of television. I get tired of people always saying, "Well, this is what they show on television and say about you." That's not the truth. They only show you
speaking to like what they believe about
what
us,
they
right?
believe.
There you go.
And it's just so flawed. And like y'all supposed to be like, when you get over here, you get more intelligent. You're supposed to lose that ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Stop believing what white people tell you. Go experience that shit for yourself. I don't believe a bunch of African people, a bunch of African booty scratchers like they tell me that y'all run around fucking naked and play with lions. No, I don't believe that. So I would go over there and I would judge you people off how I meet you. You know what I'm saying? Versus what you see on television or what you may read about. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit can be all lies and make you have a bad stigma on a race of people that you don't really know shit about. You just watch gangster movies and television and you just like, this is what they are. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm just gonna say what I kind of said earlier. Like I go to you go to Africa, you go to Egypt, you go to many different places, even outside of Africa, you're gonna see black people, and I really can't subscribe to this notion that being born in this culture and embracing this culture and understanding like not even necessarily just the culture, but also the history and all of that stuff. Like yes, that stuff makes you. That's our own thing. That's our. It's our own history. This is our pathology in this nation, or part of our pathology in this nation. The other people outside of this nation won't share that same don't share that same pattern, that same path, and that's okay. But that doesn't strip anybody of their blackness. So I mean, like I said, it's like what I said earlier. We just cannot combine these ideas of blackness as a race and blackness as a culture, and I think that's one thing that people are really confusing when I think that's something that people are really getting confused when this whole beef was like in its hype. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about Drake and not like us and all that. I mean, and like there's people
light
that
skinned people all in general was because it was getting crazy. I'm like, that's y'all dividing the culture with some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't agree with that angle that he did because all he did was just turn light skin versus dark skin type to 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he because you're dark skinned don't make you more blacker than that man. It just means your daddy was dark. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like they said, we all stepped on, my nigga. He stepped on and you stepped on, nigga. So
yeah.
only person can say they not like us is fucking African people.
So I mean, I definitely was not feeling the whole aspect of them resurrecting the whole light skin versus dark skin thing. You know what I'm saying? That definitely needs to go away. And but yeah, like I said, what Kendrick in the song was just trying to speak to Drake culturally, that he's like, it's the culture, it's the whole song. Not like us was like a plea to him being the culture version like that. But like when people kind of talking about, oh, but he's not black like us, that's just saying something that's completely different, at least from my perspective. Otherwise, yes, everything Savage has said is this resurrecting conversation. They need to die. They need to be addressed, but they need to be addressed in a way that's eliminating that idea altogether. But but anyway, as far as what these guys have said, yeah, I just I can't necessarily agree with this part of the conversation, but let's see how it kind of let's see how it kind of shapes the rest of the conversation. But it's like I said, it is kind of important to understand how these guys feel when it comes to what racism is in America. But this is the part that you see how they don't show up when I hit 15 seconds.
The world,
Yeah.
but
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's take this into the conspiracy realm real
There you
quick.
go. There you go.
The chair of Sony Music recently said when rap became the number one genre, instead they signed 1,000 rap artists instead of 100 great rap artists. And that's the reason why rap is declining for them. And they foresee it going back underground and coming up a lot stronger after going back underground. So, in essence, what I heard was you're going to try to force rap music to go back underground. You're defunding all these marketing budgets. You're shifting the money to different genres and to catalogs that you already own. And that's the focus of the spending. And now we're going to try to let rap just go underground. So, is this part of that?
That makes sense. Let the laboratory.
All right. So that's the theory here, right? Mm-hmm. Saying that this is on accident, right? It happened.
Yeah, accident.
That is that they're essentially pushing the hip hop underground to essentially devalue the art altogether, so they have the argument to lowball all these new artists.
Yep.
How you feel about that?
I mean, that shit trash, but I understand why they're gonna do it. I mean, because the music is bad, but the problem, like they said, instead of signing 100 great acts, they signed 1,000 bad ones.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna make those 108 great acts work extremely hard for a little money. You see, and then they're gonna make a lot more money off you, and then after a while, they're just gonna get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? They got to recuperate because technically, rap has been losing. Been looking bad. So I guess this is their defense mechanism to a certain extent. And Drake is like the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like they were saying, they was possibly saying Drake got word that his masters is worth more than all the 90s and 2000s combined.
Crazy.
If that's true, that is fucking ridiculous. That's Nas, that's Jay-Z, Jadakiss, Cameron, R. Kelly, Aaliyah. You understand those masters, Missy Elliott, Lil Wayne. Like, if he's worth more than all of those combined, and he understands his value, that is a problem. And they said in the music industry, like Prince, Michael Jackson, when people started to understand their value, they started to attack their character. So Michael Jackson, same shit. They hit him with the pedophile, trying to touch little boys. Prince, they came at him, calling him gay, trying to attack his character, all those things, because these people understood their value and they knew their worth. And this is like they try to humble you. And I'm not saying Kendrick knew these things, but they used this opportunity, Kendrick, to be their weapon.
Yeah.
To humble a person. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah. Yeah, it's you said so. Yeah, the fact that all of these people combined, Drake is more apparently his masters are worth more than all of them. Man, that's
ludicrous. T-Pain, that's a lot of people. Rick Ross, Meek Mills, that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
if his masters is worth that, that's fucking ridiculous. And they said he owns majority of his masters. That's how he gets the big contracts.
I heard he owns all of it.
Oh, see, and he has too much control. That is too much control. And I hate to say it, and then he's arguing because the pedophile thing, when you're under the same record label, right, these songs are presented to the board. You have to get the permission to release them. Mm. If you're under the same thing, a lot of songs like when Jay-Z, DMX, and certain things, when they all on the Def Jam, they couldn't do certain things without them because they didn't want them to hurt the value of each other.
Of course.
So they saying if they allowed Kendrick, they did that on purpose to lower Drake's value. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said he didn't get the same protection. That's why he said, I guess, because I'm not Taylor Swift. Because if this was Taylor Swift, that Kendrick could never say these things about Taylor Swift.
True.
They were not allowed.
She worth too much money.
Yes. And Drake is saying, I'm worth that much money, and I'm supposed to have that same protection as everybody else. But they did that on purpose to humble Drake because Drake is getting too big for his britches. Because if he comes back after getting 400 and he asks for 600 million, that shit's crazy. But he knows he can ask for it. There is no rapper that will go to a record label right now and say, I need 600. None. Because they know they're not worth it. Kendrick Lamar knows he can't go there and say, I need, and they know Kendrick is cheaper. So if we push Kendrick right now, it's not even going to cost us that much money. But if we let Drake win this battle, right, if we do it equally and Drake somehow comes out on top, we have to give Drake too much money. But we going to have to give Kendrick probably a little 60 ball. A little 60 ball. That ain't shit from 600 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's business, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people got to understand it. Like, this stuff is, one thing I want the black community to do, and this is a little bit off subject just slightly. One thing I want the black community to do a little bit better is, how do I put this? Position their perspective on a money making aspect. Like, a lot of people try to look at like the love of the craft, or
this ain't got nothing to do with that.
It like all these other things, like all these other perspectives and stuff like that, and maybe the perspective of a poor man, the perspective of the primary perspective, especially when it comes to like business, and when it comes to these A&Rs, these promote, like just anything to do with capitalism in general. If it's a capitalist, rest assured, his perspective is how I'm going to make some more money. You know what I'm saying? And so, okay, like I said, a lot of people looking at this whole PDF file thing is like it's just they trying to scrub they trying to wash their hands clean of of bad people and stuff like that, or maybe even press or something. No, it's not necessarily to do with the image. The only reason they care about the image is because the image is directly influence their money. Yep. Their bottom line. That's the only thing they ultimately ever care about. So everything you just kind of said right there regarding this is just a way for them to devalue Drake and then lift up Kendrick, because Kendrick is that much lower than Drake as far as value concerned. I mean, it's like you just said, like nobody's gonna come up and ask for $600 million for anything. Not any rappers. No. And if everything kind of goes over, it going back to the earlier, part of this little part of the conversation. Yes, they would. Of course, they'll get rid of Drake. They'll get rid of Kendrick. They'll get rid of Nas, Jay-Z. Anybody and everybody that's currently in the game right now, and replace them with somebody that's underground. Yep. Why? Because they begging for anything. They'll take anything.
And I don't have to give them all that goddamn money.
So, Yeah, I mean, this it sounds completely plausible to me, this theory. So, but let's see what else got going on here.
Suit was like, it wasn't about that. Like he
do this, he go find out the hard way.
He already did it. That's the problem. Like he already put that out there.
Yeah, you can't call it
like
back.
Diddy's lawsuit was like, it wasn't about that. Like he filed this so he could force them to deliver material, paperwork, and stuff about the claims. Like if you start getting, the government in these people's business, you're gonna have a real problem.
Ain't the best question though?
Universal pay a lot of money. Universal pay a lot of taxes, bro. It's a lot of people making money off of Universal. Man. You got to remember, it ain't just music. It's movies. It's liquor. It's all kind of stuff they got their hands in, man. And they pay a lot of money. They make a lot of money, and they make a lot of other people money.
So the question is why? Then let's look at why. If Drake is accusing them of that, why would they do that to Drake? Why? What would the motivation be?
But big bro, that's Drake in his mind.
No, I mean just let's humor that though. Let's just try to go down that little rabbit hole for a second.
It's in his mind.
What would they have against Drake? Why would they favor Kendrick over Drake?
It would be almost kind of like the way you see, how like with regard to certain like virality algorithms, when something starts to get hot, they go like, the algorithm identifies it. It went from 0 to 1,000 like really fast. So it'll flood it. So it goes from 1,000 to 10 million. And perhaps they were just looking at, all right, what Kendrick just did is bigger than what we foresee Drake doing in the near future. So we're going to flood this and capitalize on this moment because this is the moment that we're going to get the most out of. At
Drake's expense of being called the A minor.
So I want to quickly explain before we get to the rest of what I wanted you out to hear. I need people to kind of understand. I need people to have a pretty decent understanding of what the algorithm is, and this is not going to be the complete explanation, but people need to understand how things work as far as algorithm, especially on YouTube. I believe it works the same way on IG. I believe it works the same way on X. I believe it works the same way on Spotify and so on and so forth. When you release something onto the internet and it hits some check marks, right? The objective is get views, but you get views by the platform making the decision to spread your content to a larger audience. So that's what you'll call your impressions. You want the impressions to go up because your impressions is the rate of which whatever platform decides to put your content in front of other people's faces. So if you were to be a YouTube content creator or like that or anything like that, when you see that impressions, you want that number to be as high as possible because again, that is the rate of which YouTube or whatever platform you use and decides to place your content in front of other people. So you get the impressions up by the platform deciding that okay, this is content that is actually good. Now, what does good mean in the context of content creation? That means people are clicking on your video, right? That's the views. They're making this. These people are commenting, right? That's why a lot of these people try to tell you. I'm just a little bit. I'm embracing a lot of YouTubers' bubble right now, so it's free game a little bit. Yeah. So when you see these YouTubers say leave a comment, that's a part of that algorithmic push. Liking the video. I did say comment and sharing. So it's like just to get the engagement up. That's what helped YouTube and these other platforms decide to up that and up those impressions, up that impressions number. The more often the impressions, the higher the impressions, the more people see your content, the more chances, or the more likelihood, more people will click on your video. That's just kind of, again, that's just how it goes. So when you flood the market with bots or these fake views that will watch your content from beginning to end, imagine that how long people watch the video, that also plays a part as well. But yeah, you flood the market, you flood these your content with bots that watch your content from beginning to end. Then yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's the YouTube or whatever platform you're using is gonna decide to go like, oh, well, this shit is popping. let's share this from the more people, and then the more people, and then more people. You know what I'm saying? So
And I also want people to understand using bots is also highly illegal. Highly illegal.
Yeah,
So-
for obvious reasons, because advertisers
You get paid.
you getting paid, and advertisers are being tricked to believe that their content or that your content is worth advertising. It's worth putting their investing into, and it's just not. You know what I'm saying? So for UMG, for Fox, not Fox, but Sony and whatever else out there is doing these type of things. It is highly illegal. And yeah, Drake will have the case. Drake will mess around and win this case if he can prove they doing something illegal, especially in spite of his name. So let's continue to see what they got to say about this.
They didn't care nothing about his character.
Now check this out. Gee, we all know that let's say he did get $400 million. You don't get all that money at once, and there's some stipulations in there too. Let's say they don't want to give him the rest of that money, and they do kind of want to F him off.
And sometimes, it might be like Jerry Krause and the 1998 Bulls. Look, you've peaked.
Honestly, I cannot think of one single reason that the
money.
business would empower Kendrick over Drake.
Me neither.
I can't think. I can't think of a so.
Yeah. So what you think about what do you think about like this whole theory here? Like, is it in Drake head, or is it like
no? I mean, I don't think if it was in his head, because like I said, he's going against some of the most powerful people in the world. You got to be ready to go to. If you gonna do what you saying you're gonna do to them, and this is a RICO, you have to have your eggs in the basket. You got to have real facts. This can't be, oh, I'm mad and I'm emotional. I believe these things. A nigga got to come tell you, hey, bro, they sabotage you. What you talking about? And he had a team. If he has proof that he had people working in UMG that worked for him and they got fired because they exposed certain things that were going on behind closed doors, that's probable cause. You see what I'm saying? And then if it's masses, it's really worth what they say it's worth. That is amazing to say your shit is worth more than everybody in the 90s and 2000s combined. That is the most ultimate feat that I don't care if you want to rap battle or not. That nigga is king. He has the most value. That means he's bigger than Michael Jackson, nigga. The fucking Beatles. Okay, these dudes been holding shit down for a long time. Okay, and he has a stake in it. If this shit's true, UMG, I just don't see them losing, though, because they're just so powerful. Because they've been getting exposed using bots, but nothing happens to them. But if a little person lose bots, he go to jail. Nothing happens to them. So even if he wins, right, does this really destroy him? Or it just exposed that, they control the algorithm, they dictate what you make. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why they wanted to go back underground, because underground, like I was telling you the other day, those are real core fans. Those niggas, when they say they have 30,000 to 1 million, that ain't bots. Those are actually real people that like you. Versus the big star that they try to push, they faking that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they understand that hip hop is no longer about the image anymore. It's going back to the art, to the music. And the hip hop has been such a, like he say, a cultural thing, an image. You have to have the image to be hip hop. That's all they was coming at Drake about, is the image. But now it's going back to the music. Underground, a lot of niggas in underground don't have the image. That's why they don't get pushed. But their music is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was like, oh, he cold, but you ain't got the look, bro. You ain't got this. You know what I'm saying? We can't push that. But if people get off that and they get back to the craft, you know what I'm saying? Those are real fans.
Low key, I kind of think like somebody that doesn't have the look. I think they can create a look for themselves, you know what I'm saying? And then their fan base will mess around and like follow with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they want you to be global to the world. See, that's the point. Your fan, that's the problem. Once they see you, now they want to push you to everybody. We don't want you. We don't care about just your little fans anymore. Even if it's 30,000 to 200, no, we don't care. We want these other guys, the white kids, the Indian kids. You know what I'm saying? They want suburban America. You see what I'm saying?
It was crazy to me.
That's who buys music.
Of course.
I'm just saying the hood, the streets don't buy music.
We
just dictate the culture.
I just don't like how they, like I said, they make the decision about what's I don't like how they make the decisions about the look that's the most profitable, if you will, and then essentially push that look to pretty much everybody, and then just because they assume that the look or the image is what's gonna sell.
Yeah.
I mean, albeit it.
I mean, it did over time. It did, and now people are they're kind of awakened. They're getting tired of that.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? They want the music back.
Very interesting. So like, do you think this is a big reason why we get the Chief Keefs, the Sexy Reds, and all this other stuff?
Because of the image. But Kendrick is coming through with that old school image, that underground look. You see what I'm saying? That ruggedness again. So, and that's and to a certain extent, he could revive the pureness of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, then everybody keeps saying, he's so pro black. I mean, I hate to say it for all the new rappers that he been pushing from Cali shit. Them niggas is Mexicans. No offense, but they doing their thing. But it's just, I'm just saying, he ain't really doing nothing for all the black people that push not like us. And I don't see him coming out with them with the niggas from Compton doing anything. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. What I see. Yeah. I just saw like two prominent Hispanic cats come out. They on the new K-Dot album. You know what I'm saying? They on the new album, and they getting a lot of buzz right now. I'm like, damn shit, you ain't think about nothing doing, putting none of the homies on that? Nothing, you ain't put no.
Hey, if anybody in the comment section got a rebuttal to that, hey, they got some black dude here that they know, whatever like that. Hey, put it in the comments or whatever. We open for. Let this be an open discussion. But if what he say is true, it just kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one of the most prominent points that Drake made. I don't care about the him beating the girl and the wife and all that stuff. I think that was like they were just throwing shit at each other. But he ain't playing no money trees. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that's kind of. I mean, like I said, Drake brought a lot of money to Toronto. He did a lot for the community. Did a lot for Memphis.
Fuck yeah, Memphis, Texas. He fucking carried them motherfuckers 15 years.
So I mean, I'm just like I say, Drake has that. Drake does have that. You know what I'm saying? And
he does provide for the culture.
Say it again.
I say he does provide to the culture. So he tried to make it seem like he just takes from it. Like he said, you go to Atlanta when you need this, like he take. But no, he makes them motherfuckers quite rich. Little Durk didn't become a real global superstar till he did the joint with Drake. He said, I made a lot of money off that one song with Drake. It's not the other way around. Drake doesn't make a lot of money off the songs that you guys are on. No, it's because he's on it. And Kendrick got that confused. It's not Drake going to do a song with Little Baby. Little Baby doesn't make fucking Drake hot. Drake makes Little Baby hot. He made the Amigos hot. Niggas didn't know who the fuck the Amigos was till fucking Drake did Versace remix and took them niggas to the next level. And he made it seem like other rappers take Drake to the next level. No. Future didn't take Drake to the next level. Drake took Future to the next level, and he did it. He did it real nice with the wordplay and the confidence. Like a con is also based off of the way you speak to a person, how confident you are that you believe it, and you sell that belief to everybody else, and they believe it. And it's not. The fact is, it's reversed. It's the other way around.
Yeah. I mean, like people are saying, the argument is there's an exchange. I'm sorry, no, the other argument. I'm gonna say what I believe, and then Well,
he said he gives them the culture, the street. You know what I'm saying?
I personally think is that it's an exchange. Somebody, he's like Drake has a better understanding of what people like in these different territories, whether it be Houston, whether it be Texas, wherever or Atlanta especially. Wherever he goes, he understands better what the culture likes, and he attributes to that. That's why you see all these. That's why you see the Jamaican accent, all these little accent, whatever. Blah, who cares? But obviously, Drake is giving these people exposure, and exposure is. I mean, like you said, I did this whole explanation about the algorithm for a reason. The impressions is the exposure, and the exposure is what's going to give you is what's going to expand your potential of making money.
Yeah.
So I think it's the exchange, but it is what it is as far as
I mean, it's an exchange, but I'm just saying, don't just seem like he made it seem like Drake was just taking. He made it seem like niggas wasn't getting nothing out of it.
It was a good rap battle though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he sold. That's what I'm saying. He sold the shit nice, boy.
Start activating, boy. They out their mind. So my whole thing is to tell you. If people don't think they had nothing to do with that Rico from the colorful hair guy,
man,
I'm trying to figure out who he was talking about. Rico with the colorful hair guy. You know who he's talking about?
Hell no. I listened to it earlier. I'm like, he can't lost me too.
They out their mind. So my whole thing is, like you said, they got a lot of power, and this ain't gonna unfold how him and his team thought.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. Like, he crashing out. You feel me? Like, he crashing out right now. That's all he doing.
If he was
he's
smart,
in here right now. There he is. Kung Fu Kenny, the educated brother from Compton. That's who the real leader of this ambition Undertaker is doing.
if Dre was smart, he should have paid another artist.
This nigga Glasses got a picture of Kendrick Lamar drawn as the master while Drake is doing push-ups and he watches.
The push-ups thing is fucking hilarious.
Like that nigga was wild. He said, I got a picture. He said, I got a picture behind me with this nigga Drake doing push-ups and Kendrick Lamar sitting there like a Mortal Kombat nigga as he worked.
That nigga love him some Kenny, man.
Yeah, I like you wild. You got that shit drawn.
I think one of the funniest lines from 616 in LA was when that one Meet the Grams. I didn't even catch this like the first 10 times I listened to it, but he told when he the part where he was talking to his son Adonis to say that don't let dude piss on you, don't do that, don't let just all the stuff that Drake went through. He said don't go through it himself. He said then when he got to the Zimic line, he said don't let he said whatever he said whatever he said, but then he told him to do some push-ups. I'm like, and it didn't hit me at the time, but then I had to watch a Kendrick Lamar video and watching they do push-ups like every 10 minutes. I'm like, wait, okay, this nigga always doing the push-ups in his damn video, so it probably kind of connected. The dots probably connected for me. But this is rich though.
Man, shout out to Flacco. He said, "Come on, big bro. Drake is doing this for the people like us who preach against corrupt infrastructure. We should be celebrating this. This is bigger than Kendrick and Drake." I would buy that.
Oh.
Flacco,
if it wasn't Drake.
He knows what they did for him and his business. He come out and break the industry in half. All you got to do is be like, this is what they did for me. They made this work. I know
they could. That's what I'm saying. They could do the same shit.
He can talk about everything.
But I don't know because Drake actually has the numbers to back it up with real fans because the way the tour sells.
Well,
and that's
let him get over his chest out of you.
Kendrick, that's why it's not about preaching against a corrupt infrastructure.
Yeah, no.
Bro,
the benefactor.
He is suing them for a song called Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. That's what the fuck this is about.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. What are you saying?
No, I was just saying the difference is with him is because he actually has the fans to match up to it. Because they, even you say if Drake say that, but he has actual factual numbers, then how can I sell out a tour and I make $340 million just by himself? When people make that type of money, it's two big artists like Jay-Z and Beyonce has to do a tour together to do 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just Drake. Just Drake. He can go out there by himself, do a tour, and make $340 million.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. So, what it was, the thing I pulled from that, well, what they just said was, he's doing this, how do I put this? It's mighty convenient for him to do something like this now when he had the opportunity to do this a long time ago, when it wouldn't have benefited him directly.
Yeah.
And they basically saying man, they just pretty much call him out for that. Yeah. Any thoughts around surrounding that?
I mean, he probably right. Yeah, I mean, what they do for you, nigga. Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? You act like they just helped Kitchen. Niggas done helped your ass a long time too. Yeah. But the problem is he niggas took the help away.
Damn.
They just want to help one nigga, didn't want to help me. Now they want a fair fight.
I guess we want to agree with that one. Then. So otherwise, yeah, man. Like I said, this Drake thing is apparently still going. Like I said, we talked very briefly about it in other streams and stuff like that. And for as long as it's going, we're gonna report on it. So hey, it's been a Chicago Black Delegation Podcast, and we'll catch you on the flip side.